I have no idea. Apparently, just look right across. There's two mascots.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the match here at the Humber Athletic Center as we get set for this OCAA playoff matchup between the Sheridan Brewers and your Humber Hawks. I would ask you all to please rise, gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Another Nick No Banger.
Hawks, the fourth-year point guard in Gibson Ediful.
Oh, Gibson Ediful. I don't know if anybody saw yesterday's game against St. Lawrence, but he was fantastic. Really the floor leader that this Humber Hawks team needs going up against this Bruin team. Number 3 in the league in steals, as well as the main reason why this Humber Hawks team is number 1 in the league in assists per game. Gibson Ediful, the floor leader. There you see him. They're going to need him to show up tonight to get this W.
And for the Sheridan Bruins, we're going to keep our eye on Brian Owusu.
Brian Owusu, the scoring machine, second year yesterday against Niagara. He dropped 27 points. This dude is a sniper. You got to be aware of him wherever he is on the court. So definitely good defense on him is something that the Humber Hawks are going to have to focus on to get this W.
And so we're just about ready for tip-off. Hawks, Bruins, OCAA men's basketball semifinals is underway. Tip-off taken by the Hawks. Gibson Ediful with it here at top of the court.
Something this Bruins team is really good at doing is their perimeter defense. And the Humber Hawks had a tough day yesterday from the three-point line, shooting 1 for 12 against the St. Lawrence Vikings. They shot 8% from the three-point line, but despite that, they bodied in the paint and they got a lot of points down low. So we'll see how they manage to change up their game plan here.
Ediful inbounding it out, kicks it out to Goin in the corner, going for three. It's good.
And right away, you see it, man. They make the first one, looking good.
Braden Goin puts the Hawks up by 3. As now the Sheridan Bruins with it, working the ball down low, but good, unable to get a pass on it, as that pass was intended for Gafami. And so it's going to be Bruins ball underneath the basket here. Inbound kicks it out. Pernia with it at the top, being guarded by Ediful. Pernia, the speedy forward. Point guard loses the dribble, kicks it off now, intercepted. Going the other way here, the Humber Hawks fast break. Going right up at it, layup, that doesn't go. Rebounded there by number 24, Gafami of the Bruins.
Now, one thing that's really crucial for this Humber Hawks team is that this Bruins team is #1 in turnovers per game. They have a really tough time taking care of the rock. So if these Humber Hawks can take advantage of those turnovers like we just saw there, only Ansel Martin had to finish, we could really see this game turn in favor for the Humber Hawks.
Pernia takes it up, an off-balance jumper, that doesn't go. Gonna say the Hawks were the last to touch it there. It's gonna be Bruins ball inbounded underneath.
Now, one guy on defense I really want to highlight is number 10, Tyrone Dixon. The man is averaging almost a double-double per game and is a big shot blocker.
Pernia gets a corner 3 of his own to go, or long jumper, they're gonna say. 3-2.
Yep. Looks like his foot was on the line.
And so the ball out of bounds. They're gonna say number 22, Ejim's foot was out of bounds, and turnover, Bruins ball.
Kenny Ejim, we didn't see too much of him yesterday. He got into foul trouble early, and he's a big body down low, so he's really gonna want to make sure he's in for most of the game, especially against a team where they've lost and won by 1 point each time they faced off.
Elreich passes it down underneath to Cole Rodney. Long jumper, that goes. As the Bruins now go up ahead here.
And there he is, Brian Owusu, taking Ansel Martin at the top. Not just a great scorer, but a great defender as well. Another turnover.
Kenny Ejim again goes out of bounds on the baseline for the second time early on in this game.
Oh, but right there you see a great screen off the pass from Cole Rodney and an easy left side jumper.
Inbounding the ball is Elreich. Elreich, for the last time these two teams played, Elreich scored 11 out of the Bruins' first 15 first quarter points. The last time these two teams played back in February, he was on fire early.
Absolutely, he shot 5 for 6 in the first half. He was great, but a little bit of a mental lapse there. He thought he had his dribble, but off that scramble, it looks like it's gonna be called double dribble.
Inbounded, Braden going now with Ejim with it. Swings it over to the far side. Ansel Martin back on the near side here to Ediful. Ediful down to Goin. Goin, turnover again here. Ejim unable to corral that pass.
Now it's about 3 or 4 turnovers in the opening minutes from these Humber Hawks, something they're really going to have to switch up. You can't be giving these Sheridan Bruins extra opportunities. And the official having a word there with number 24 of the Bruins.
The speedy Pernia bringing the ball up court now. Pernia being guarded by Ediful. Swings it over the far side, pump fake. Good defense there by the Hawks. Able to get to it, but just ran out of court there was Ediful.
Ediful, 7 steals against the St. Lawrence Vikings yesterday, and he is number 3 in the league in steals. So definitely going to see a few steals from him tonight. He's great defensively.
Pernia with the ball again. The active defense by the Hawks forces, I'm going to say a foul called though.
And that's going to go against Cole Rodney for a block. Possibly an illegal screen, but yeah, the Hawks are going to get that ball back. It looked like there might have been some contact on the part of Kenny Ejim on that strip.
Gibson Ediful over to Braden Goin. Braden Goin swings it back to Ediful into the corner. Good ball movement here by the Hawks underneath to Goin, and that put back off the glass. Good ball movement there by the Hawks.
Fantastic ball movement, a great pass from Kenny Ejim, taking that body, not forcing the awful shot, and gives it off to Braden Goin for the easy put in.
Pernia with the ball now. Nice bounce pass underneath with the layup off the glass is Gafami. As the Bruins lead, and here's a turnover by the Pernia, pulls up a 3, unable to go. but there's the speedy play of fakes the three. That doesn't go. Kicks it over now to Edifel. Edifel swings over the far side to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin, pump fake, goes around 1 man. Nice play to Tyrone Dixon. Gets it to go and one.
And Ansel Martin putting the IQ to work, beating his man off the baseline. And Dixon now with his second bucket going to line again. Tyrone Dixon. The big body inside, and that's the third team foul for this Bruins team with 5 minutes to go.
Tyrone Dixon, Mr. Double-Double for the Humber Hawks, comes into this the fourth-year power forward, averaged 12.2 points per game and 11.1 rebounds per game in the regular season.
And now already number 24 for the Bruins, Gafami has to come out, and number 12, Tremaine Hibbert, is subbed in most likely for the remainder of the first quarter.
Owusu loses a handle on that. Loose ball here, picked up by Edifel. Now up the court here, now Braden going with it. Braden Goen swings it over now. Edifel with it. Braden Goen. Nice play there to see Grucic. Grucic unable to get the runner to go. And here comes the other way. This is Edifel. Edifel for the Bruins. Kicks it up to Pernia. A deep three. That's good. And the Hawks lead is trimmed to 1, 10-9.
The Bruins in the league are first in three-point attempts. Oh, a steal from Owusu. Oh, no, and that's going to be an and one.
Steal, nice play by Owusu, and one.
No, is it going to be overruled? No, that is going to be an and one. And we got a replay on that right there.
Owusu, great play. Second-year player, led the Bruins, and he's leading them so far today. 17.5 points per game.
And just like that, the Bruins take a 1-point lead. And as I was mentioning before, Owusu made that steal. This Bruins team is first in the league in three-point attempts and third in three-point makes. So they definitely love shooting from behind the line. And they're really good at making them. So something these Hawks are really going to have to do is work on their perimeter defense, something they struggled with yesterday. But so far, so good. They're only down 1, possibly 2, if Owusu converts on this three-point play.
As the Humber Hawks fans bring out the bangers, but that's good to go. And now this game, a 2-point lead here for the Sheridan Bruins.
It's been back and forth so far.
Ansel Martin loses the handle on that one. And it's going to be Bruins ball.
And if you're Ansel Martin, sloppy turnover right there. You just got to pay more attention to where your foot is.
And talking pregame, these two teams, it's all season, it's been close matchups between these two games. And when I was talking to the head coach of the Sheridan Bruins, Jim Flack, about how it's going to be, if he thought it was going to be a close game, he said, hey, I'd love to say that. But he thinks he would love it to be a close game for in his team's favor, obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, this Humber team limiting their opponents to 69 points per game. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. That's a hard foul right there.
Kenny Kerwin Elvis going to go to the line here to shoot 2.
But this Humber Hawks team limiting their opponents to 69 points per game. Meanwhile, the Bruins average 4th in the league, 85 points per game. One of the best offensive teams versus one of the best defensive teams. It's really like an immovable object versus an unstoppable force here, Everett. It's really back and forth.
Elvis makes good on the first one. And shake, rattle, and roll. Elvis makes both free throws from the line to tie this game up at 12.
Navdeep Dowell is going to come in. And Elreich going to come out.
So this game is all tied up at 12 here. 3:50 to go in the first quarter of this OCAA men's basketball semifinals. Everett Hammer alongside Connor Forrest, Natalie Stoverman, our sideline reporter for this evening's game. Now that's Nadeep Dole with it. Kicks it off to Pernia. Pernia back to Dole. Dole tries to go to the corner. Kicks it out. Corner 3 from Pernia. That doesn't go. Rebounded, though, by number 8, C.J. Bennett.
C.J. Bennett had a great game yesterday. He loves taking it from this right side and cutting through the lane. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of there. Sloppy pass results in a turnover.
Judge unable to get that pass as here go the other way of the Bruins. Pulls up for the 3. That doesn't go. Rebounded there, though, by the Bruins. Pernia with it now. Pernia kicks it off. Unable to get that 3 to go. Rebounded there by the Bruins again.
And I mentioned him before. He was unfortunately subbed out, but number 10, Tyrone Dixon, a great rebounder. And you see right there, 2 offensive rebounds. The Bruins were unable to make on their 3-ball. But down the line, those offensive rebounds and those second chance opportunities could cost the Humber Hawks big. So we'll see how they manage to shape up on their rebounding.
The rebounding, the game off the glass, the last time these two teams played, the Hawks extremely out-rebounded the Bruins, 64-38, led by Tyrone Dixon, who had 13 for the Hawks. And when I was talking to Flack about that before the game, I said, how do you adjust to that? And he said, well, you can't teach size. And when you look at the two teams on the court here, Connor, the Hawks are just that much bigger of a team. And so he said, as much as I would like to try and say that I can coach to the rebound, you can't teach size. He said, if I can keep our team, if we can draw even with the Humber Hawks, he'll be happy.
Absolutely, and if you can't teach size, you can't teach height, and Tyrone Dixon brings both those things, and really, it is noticeable in how effective a rebounder he is against the Bruins.
Dylan Pernia pulls up a long jumper. That doesn't go. Grucic goes down hard, as well as number 12 for the Bruins, Hibbert.
Now Hibbert, a big rebound in his own right. He had a great showing yesterday against the Niagara Knights, a few big blocks. Once he gets going, he's a great motivator for his team.
Penny, now that's Elvis with it at the top. Elvis kicks it off to Braden Goen. Braden Goen loses his dribble. Tries to see Judge underneath, but went off of a Bruins player, and it's going to be Hawks inbound underneath the basket. 2:28 to go in the first quarter.
Braden Goen with 5 of the 12 of the Hawks points so far. He's had a solid first quarter.
Elvis inbounds it back up at the top to Judge. Judge now to Elvis. Elvis sees Grucic in the corner, back to Elvis.
Oh.
Foul, it's gonna be, they're gonna call a charge against Grucic. The big man.
And we can get a replay on that right there. And you see Grucic, Tremaine drawing the foul. Tough call, but when you lean in with your shoulder, the offensive player is the one usually creating the contact. So understandably given towards Hibbert.
Parkinson bringing the ball up court here for the Bruins, being guarded by number 8, C.J. Bennett. Now number 21 with it, Dole. Dole back to Pernia. Long jumper, that's good. 14-12 lead here for the Bruins.
And a great play run there by the Bruins to get Pernia open.
Braden Goen with it. Goen loses a handle on it, and there go the other way come the Bruins. Fast break opportunity here. Here come the Bruins down court to Pernia. Pulls up, pump fake, the 3. That doesn't go. Rebounded again here by the Bruins.
And Hibbert, big offensive rebounder as well. He draws a second chance.
Second chance, the putback, that doesn't go. The ball, loose ball underneath, taken there by the Hawks. That was Kenny Egypt. Now here's Elvis with it. Kerwin Elvis. More fans continue to come in here. The noise is only going to get louder. Unable to get that floater to go. Rebounded, kicks it out to Braden Goen. Corner 3, that was long. Falls on it.
And it looks like Kenny Jim is going to get called for being out of bounds.
We've seen that a few times here already, Connor, is that Kenny Jim has gotten out of bounds call underneath the baseline.
Absolutely. He has to be more conscious of where he is on the floor. This time, diving for the ball, keeping it out of the Bruins' hands. But earlier, there have been a few times where he has caused unforced errors just by stepping out of bounds. So he's definitely got to be more conscious of where he is. But good hustle play. You like to see him getting on the floor, putting his body on the line.
Nothing you can do about that when your momentum takes you out of bounds on a play like that. And here now is Parkinson for the Bruins. Kicks it over to Parkinson. Now that's Elreich backing his man up. Unable to get that goal. Rebounded there by Dixon.
And Dixon hasn't put up too many numbers yet, but you can tell just how important he's going to be throughout this game. A big rebounder, something that the Hawks have struggled with when he's not on the floor.
Dixon had 14 rebounds in the quarterfinal win yesterday for the Hawks over St. Lawrence. Is now again a turnover by the Hawks. Ball going the other way for the Sheridan Bruins.
And the Hawks, who started out very strong, have gotten a little sloppy. We've seen a lot of turnovers throughout this first quarter. Sloppy passes, a lack of focus. So these Hawks really got to get it together.
The turnovers was a theme last time these two teams played, as the Hawks had 18 turnovers to the Bruins 7 the last time these two teams played.
Absolutely, and the Bruins lead the league in turnovers, which is surprising. You'd think the Humber Hawks would be more careful with the ball.
Nice move there, going to the rack, gets it to go. Number 21, Nadeep Dole, gives the Bruins a 4-point lead here. Now inside 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Number 11, Jordan Rose with it. Again, another turnover by the Hawks.
And it looks like Parkinson will bring it up, and let's see what they do.
Parkinson now to Jaylene Parkinson. He goes, tries to cut, and we're gonna go.
But Dixon drawing the charge inside the paint, being a factor offensively and defensively. Tyrone Dixon is having a good first quarter for this Humber Hawks team. He has been really active on both ends.
Tyrone Dixon, extremely versatile player. He's a player who in his career with the Hawks, you see a replay there, he has 500 points as well as 500 rebounds. So that just goes to show you he can contribute offensively, but he's also a force on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely, and because of that, these Hawks are going to get the last shot should they choose to wind down the clock. Oh, there's CJ Bennett cutting the lane. This is what he loves, the drive and dish.
Kicks it out for three, that's good. Jordan Rose trims the lead to one, has 2 seconds on the go.
Turnover, back
CJ
the way.
Ediful picks it up,
Oh!
and it's good! Ediful, as the quarter expires, that's gonna count. Gives the Hawks the lead. Are you kidding me?
10 seconds and 5 points, just like that.
Are you kidding me?
6
Gives the
points, 2
Hawks
3
now
balls.
into a frenzy. Humber now leading at the end of one quarter, 18-16.
And we'll have a replay on that, but let's just go over that. CJ Bennett, the great drive and dish, makes the three, and then Ediful on a great defensive play, just gonna wind that back here, and we see, and Ediful, as I mentioned, a great, okay, we'll get that up later, but a great defensive player. He's number 3 in the league in steals, draws that.
We like
What a
to
play.
Special thanks to one of the tournament sponsors here, Bel Air Direct Car Insurance, helping you bring you the coverage of this OCAA men's basketball tournament. And with that, we're going to go to break. On the other side, we'll have second quarter action.
Career focused. We provide practical learning in and out of the classroom. We are chefs. We are programmers. We are community builders. We are technicians. We are entrepreneurs. We are Humber.
And we're back for second quarter action. At the end of the first quarter, leading point getters for each team, as leading the way is Braden Goen for the Hawks.
And there you guys see that replay on that last amazing play. 10 seconds, 6 points. Ediful with a great defensive play and the half-court go-ahead bucket.
The runner unable to get that to go was Elric. Now backing his man up. Fadeaway jumper, that doesn't go. That was Cole Rodney. Rebounded, taken by the Hawks. Ediful going all the way up the court. Swings it back over now. Number 22, Edgem with it. Edgem back to Ediful. Ediful for three. It doesn't go. Rebounded by Dixon. And they got put back to go. Tyrone Dixon.
Tyrone Dixon coming up hot, getting that offensive rebound and putting it back. The man has been all over the place so far. He's really making this game a difference right now.
Brian Owusu with it at the top of the three-point key for the Bruins. Owusu trying to back up Ediful. Owusu gets the fadeaway jumper to go.
Absolutely.
2018.
Tough shot right there. You don't want to see Owusu settle for a jumper when he's got the smaller Ediful on him, but still a great shot nonetheless.
Good ball movement here now. CJ Bennett with it on the far side. Swings it now to Rose. Rose back to Edifel. Edifel over to Rose. A Rose inside to Dixon. He squares up to the basket. Kicks it off. Long baseline jumper for Ajim. That doesn't go, but strips. Good play to force what they could have been a turnover, but the Bruins still with it.
And that's a good shot from Kenny and Jimmy. It didn't go, but the inside pass to Dixon and the outside pass to Kenny, a good high percentage shot there. You want to take those whenever you get.
Foul being called, a holding on Edifel.
Now that's a second foul, so no real danger right now, but they might want to be careful, and they do bring him out. That is his second foul of the game.
Coming back into the, he knows he's not happy with himself on that, and we see the frustration. Coming into the game is Ansel Martin. Brian Owusu with it, inbounded now to Pernia.
Now, Edifel already has 2 steals on the game.
Swings it now inside. Now kicks it off, a long jumper, that doesn't go. Rebounded though, taken by Dixon. He sees Jordan Rose bringing the ball up court now for the Hawks. CJ Bennett swings it, tries to nearly intercepted.
And these Bruins are playing tight D on the perimeter. Oh, butterfingers from Kenny Ajim, they're gonna lose that.
Now bringing the ball up court to the Bruins. Number 15, Elreich. Elreich gets the give and go, big block, but they're gonna say a foul call on Ansel Martin.
And a great give and go between Corradi and Elreich from the corner inside to Elreich and drawing the foul. But a great defensive play. Make him shoot 2 free throws. Don't want to give any free buckets.
Kenny Ajim, he's gonna take a break. Coming back into the game is Vail Grucic. Adam Elreich shooting 2. Elreich, 61% free throw shooter on the season, misses the first.
And there you go, just like that. Ansel Martin takes his first foul, but saves his team a point, and now they're going to hold on to this lead even if Elreich makes the first. Excuse me, the second. And he misses
Elreich
both.
misses both. Rebounded, taken by Dixon. Good catch break there by the Hawks. Other way now, Ansel Martin gets his man to bite, goes right at, goes for the dunk, but draws the foul call. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Ansel Martin almost throwing it down in the paint. And that's a big lapse come from the Bruins, allowing that open paint.
Now Ansel Martin go to the line to shoot 2.
Now you see Tremaine Hibbert coming back in. Head coach Jim Flack not happy with that defensive lapse at all.
Ansel Martin makes good on the first. He's one of the best free throw shooters on the Hawks roster. He's 86% from the free throw line on the season. Makes good on both. Now the Hawks lead is 4 points, 22-18. Everett Hanmer alongside Connor Forrest and Natalie Stoberman, our sideline reporter for today's OCAA men's basketball semifinal game here. Pump fake taken by the Bruins. Big block by Tyrone Dixon, not in his house. Dixon to CJ Bennett, but another block going the other way. Vail Grucic picks it up to Dixon.
Oh, and that's going to be corralled by Elreich. A big block from Dixon, the man inside the paint. This is his house. He's not going to let anything go. And CJ Bennett attacking the rim, but couldn't quite get anything to go there.
Owusu takes a fadeaway jumper with Ansel Martin on him. That doesn't go. Rebounded, though, taken by Pernia. Pernia spins away from his man. Fadeaway, long baseline jumper. Nice play by Dylan Pernia.
And he reminds me so much of Jazz Bain for the St. Lawrence Vikings. Such the quick handle, great off the first step, and that step back Jimmy. That's just butter.
Rose with it now. To Grucic. Grucic kicks it up to CJ Bennett. Pulls up a 3. That doesn't go. Rebounded by the Bruins. Brian Owusu brings the ball up court now for the Bruins.
And they're going to slow things down, set up an offensive play, tie this game up. Oh, and the screen for Elreich. He's got space, and that's an easy jumper for Elreich off the glass.
Elreich kiss off the glass coming off the high screen. Nice set play there. Ties this game up at 22. 6:35 to go in the second quarter. CJ Bennett to Buki. Long kicks it out. Jumper, that's good. Jordan Rose.
Another smart play. Pump fake, taking 2 steps inside and taking the easy 2 ball.
Dylan Pernia now with it for the Bruins as fans continue to file in here to the Hawks nest. Dylan Pernia driving to the key. That doesn't go again. See that? We've seen that so many times. Pernia loves the fadeaway jumper.
Absolutely, and for him, those might not be, but they're, in my opinion, they aren't the best shots. He needs to create space. He's got the handle to do it and take better shots.
Ansel Martin pulls up, tries to get a finger roll. That doesn't go. Rebounded, though, but C.J. Bennett almost, again, he grabs it, but he was out of bounds.
And Elvis and Gone are going to check back in the game for Bennett and Martin.
Timeout called by the Hawks. 5:52 to go in this second quarter. And so we're seeing... And so for everything Humber Hawks, you guys can head over to humberhawks.ca for all your information on the OCAA's tournament and everything Humber Hawks. humberhawks.ca.
Absolutely, and if I'm not mistaken, Everett, the women's team, I believe that game is at 7 o'clock, being currently played at Niagara, correct?
Correct.
So definitely tune into that, guys. 7 o'clock, the Humber Hawks women's basketball team playing in the finals. 7 o'clock at Niagara College.
And so coming into the game, we talked about how the rebounding could be a factor, and this Sheridan Bruins team really has been extremely effective on the glass.
Absolutely, especially when Tyrone Dixon isn't in the game. They are dominating the glass, getting 1, 2, 3 offensive rebounds on some plays, giving them second chance opportunities. When Dixon has been in the game, he has been such a factor. So if you're Sean Collins, you got to protect that big man. And if you're the Bruins, you want him in foul trouble. You want Dixon on the bench, and you will have the opportunity to crash those boards.
Sean Collins, as we just see him in the timeout, really needs to work those big men that he has as that extreme height advantage we talk about. You can't teach size.
Absolutely
so
not.
If you're the Humber Hawks, you want to keep going down low baseline.
And you talk to head coach Jim Flack, 24 years as the head coach of this team. He is a nominee for the CCAA Coach of the Year, as well as the OCAA Men's Basketball West Division Coach of the Year. Jim Flack of the Sheridan Bruins.
Number 33, Owusu with it.
They're going to ISO for him.
C.J. Bennett, Owusu spins away from Bennett. Now with Dixon on him, fade away over Dixon. That doesn't go. Nice play by Owusu.
Oh, the spin move to get away from Bennett. After some great defense, he takes it to the left side of the gate. Oh, and Owusu, scoring machine. Hard to believe he's a second year.
The quick ball movement by the Hawks causes a foul call. And now Tyrone Dixon will go to the line to shoot two. Oh no, it's going to be inbounded under the baseline.
Foul on Tremaine Hibbert. The only man with the size on this Bruins team to go head-to-head with Dixon.
Kicks it out now as Elvis with it. The three, that doesn't go. Rebounded by Bennett, gets the putback. He doesn't get that to go. Loose ball though, picked up by Dixon. C.J. Bennett with it, swings it back up to the top for Elvis. Elvis now down low to Grucic. Grucic, nice play, nice baseline move for Grucic. Gets the two to go.
Great hook shot from Grucic, going right to left. The shoulder shimmy. He gets it to drop. Great play from Grucic.
Brian Owusu now tries to get away from Bennett. Owusu does. Pulls up a jumper, awkward jumper. That doesn't go. Rebounded by Grucic.
And that's a tough shot from Owusu. He's got to know he's got 20 seconds of the shot clock. He can slow it down. He can get a better look.
C.J. Bennett swings it over the far side. Airmails that pass intended for Elvis, but the mascot was the closest one to that one.
Too much time in the gym. That one going a bit too long. But the Hawks still with a 2-point lead.
4:36 to go here in the first half of this OCAA men's basketball semifinal.
And for this Humber Hawks team, 12 turnovers in the first quarter. That number surely increased.
Foul going against Grucic. The reach-in foul there at the top of the key, blocking foul. Substitutions here for the Hawks. And Grucic going to take a seat here after that foul call, as well as C.J. Bennett. The Hawks still with a 2-point lead, 26-24. Bruins with it now. Pernia being guarded by Rose. Good play, Pernia again. The spin move gets it to go.
Oh, and there's nothing you can say about that. That's just talent right there. Stopping on a dime, turning around and hitting the tough shot. Pernia, he had 7 points in the first.
Braden going now to Dixon. Dixon under it, gets the dunk. Number 22, Kenny Ejim throws it down.
Great find under the basket, turn around, putting it down.
Dylan Pernia now for the Bruins. Hawks lead 28-26. Pernia, the speedy, kicks it off to Owusu. Pulls up jumper, that doesn't go. Rebounded again by Dixon.
Trying to work that pick and roll. This Bruins team has a very strong pick and roll game with Pernia and Elreich. Didn't quite go that time, but they'll be definitely using that a lot more throughout this game.
Jordan Rose kicks it over to Elvis. Elvis with it, back to Rose, inside to Dixon. Dixon to Goen, he drives baseline, tries to get the floater to go, that doesn't go. Ball is bobbled around underneath. It's gonna be Bruins ball.
Ansel Martin checking back in the game. And there's a consistent pattern I've noticed within this Bruins offense, giving the ball to Dixon at the top of the key, and from there they swing it to a corner for Goen or whoever be in the other corner to drive baseline and create opportunities. Really taking advantage of the impact Tyrone Dixon is having this game.
Speedy Pernia again goes around his man, right up, but a big block by Dixon. Taken by Owusu. Owusu gets the jumper, that doesn't go. Rebounded again by Dixon, unable to get her. He gets it and saves it. Now go the other way, this is Rose. Rose with it to Braden Goen. Braden Goen kicks it over now to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin, that doesn't go. Rebounded there by the Bruins.
Oh, what a play from Tyrone Dixon. The big man running for the ball. It goes out of play, it's saved, and then he gets that rebound again.
A long three by Brian Owusu. That doesn't go. Rebounded again by Dixon.
Owusu having a little trouble from the field right now, but he's still putting up numbers. And now they're going to slow things down, run a set play here, extend this lead.
Ansel Martin over to Rose. Rose swings it into Goins. Inside again. The pull up, the deep three. That's good!
And there you see it, that pass inside to Dixon. They draw the 2-on-1 outside. Money from the three ball.
31-26, Hawks lead here in this semifinal game. The speedy Pernia tries to get away from Rose, kicks it off to Owusu. Owusu tries to get to inside, drawing a foul going against number 22, Kenny Ajim.
And that's a tough foul right there. A lot of contact, especially when you got two big bodies going out there, but Kenny Ajim called for the push, and it's going to be a timeout called by Sean Collins.
Sean Collins tries to slow things down, make sure he's getting the right plays in here.
Absolutely. So here we see right there, top of the key, Dixon finding a Jim, and he throws it down. Not good if you're the Bruins. We'll see what Jim Flack goes over with his team, but you're right, Sean Collins just talking to his team, 5-point lead.
And for all your information on everything OCAA, any sport, head on over to OCAA.com. .ca.
News, highlights, all the information on everything OCAA. Gotta love it. And looks like this timeout coming to an end, Everett. 31-26. See if the Hawks can hold on to this lead for the half. Be a huge momentum booster for them if they go into the locker room with that lead.
Anytime you see Sheridan versus Humber in men's basketball, you don't even need to advertise it. You know the fans are going to come out in droves, and they haven't today. This is a big game, a semifinal Saturday. So coming out of the timeout, it's going to be Humber ball, or Bruins ball.
Owusu's going to inbound it. They got Dwell as well as Cole Rodney, Ariana, and number 31 as well.
Pernia with Rose all over him. Good switch there by the Humber Hawks. Not trying to get, but Pernia again, the speed. Tries to get the floater, the finger roll to go, but he doesn't.
Tough shot. They're going to push the ball now. They got a two-man advantage.
Braden Goen with it. Swings it over to Rose. Rose spins away from Pernia. Kicks it over to Braden Goen. Braden Goen inside to Vil Grucic.
Oh, Grucic didn't get called by the travel there. A bit too many steps there from the big man. Just got to put it on the floor first. In the same style offense, you saw Grucic in the same spot that Dixon. You had Bennett and you had Godin in the corners.
See the replay here.
Oh yeah, and the big man, just a little bit too antsy there.
Bringing the ball up court is Owusu. Owusu going right down Main Street, gets the layup to go.
Tough shot from Owusu with Bennett all over him.
Back to Braden Goen. Braden Goen now Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin with two Bruins all over him. Going to say kick ball is the call, and it's going to be still maintained Humber Hawks possession.
In this last minute, 15 seconds, you're going to see a lot of that trap defense that these Bruins are so good at right there. They almost got Braden going with it.
And now it's Rose with it, back to Braden Goen. Braden Goen to Vul Grucic. Rose swings it over to CJ Bennett inside Vul Grucic.
And there you see it, that double team right on CJ Bennett in the corner forces the bad pass. 1 minute to go.
Pernia pump fakes with Rose all over him. Nice move, baseline, nice work by number 31, James Carlin of the Bruins.
Going to the right side, he got Grucic to bike and then came down under his left.
Braden Goen sees Grucic underneath. He goes up, draws the foul call. Going down to the floor hard is Grucic, and he's favoring his left knee here. Not good news right there. If you're slow to get up is Grucic. He went down awkwardly on that left knee.
It was an awkward shot. Most of the contact was in his body, but he came down holding his left knee, so he definitely came down there awkward. We'll see if they take him out for a little bit. And it looks like his left knee.
Just with the footing here, just unable, twisting the ankle knee there.
Absolutely, looks like he did hit his knee. So they're gonna take him out just to examine that, I assume. And I wonder who they'll have shoot his free throws. It looks like Judge will come in to take his 2 free throws. But just like that, a 5-point lead, now down to 1. These Bruins, 85 points a game. They're 4th in the league in scoring. Such a high, scoring team with Owusu.
Yeah. This is a smart substitution for Sean Collins as he needs a player to come in and shoot the free throws. He brings Judge off the bench. Judge is an 87% free throw shooter, the best free throw shooter all season for the Hawks.
Smart play, only 44 seconds left. Oh, but as we say that, the 87.5% free throw shooter misses his first. Probably a little bit of a cold hand there. Let's see if he gets his rhythm and puts in the second.
Judge misses the second. Rebounded, taken by the Bruins. Inside 40 seconds to go here the first half. The Hawks lead by 1. Pernia. Nice crossover move by Pernia. Tries to, now that's Brian Owusu with it. Owusu kicks it back to Pernia. Cold pump fakes a 3, that doesn't go.
Great defense from Rose, he's staying on him, no 3 balls.
Inside of 2, he's 2 on the shot clock. Great defense by the Humber Hawks, unable to get a shot off.
And now they're gonna call a foul against the well, but a great defense from Rose, staying with his defender who's got such a great handle, and then the double team there forcing the shot clock violation. Great defense.
17.8 seconds to go here in the first half. Humber leads the Sheridan Bruins 31-30.
And it looks like the last shot will belong to the Humber Hawks if they let the clock wind down. Let's see what they do.
Jordan Rose, a high pass, CJ Bennett able to come down with it. Dixon over to Bennett with 7 to go. Bennett, tries to see Ansel Martin inside, unable to get a hand on that pass with Ansel Martin.
Now we'll see if the Hawks full court press here. Yeah, it looks like they are gonna press around the 3-quarter mark of the court. Make sure they maintain that lead.
Pernia with 2 on the shot clock. Pernia still pulls up from the free throw line. That doesn't go. At the end of the first quarter, the Hawks will go to the dressing room with a 31-30 lead, 1 point in this OCAA men's basketball semifinals.
Well, that fits the theme so far. Every game has been separated by 1 point, and at the half, we see nothing different.
And so at the half, we'd like to thank another tournament sponsor, Wilson, the official game ball of the OCAA Men's Basketball Championships.
Both teams going to discuss it over. A lot of coaching experience, 30 years and more on this coaching floor right now between the head coaches alone. Also got to point out assistant coach of the Sheridan Bruins, Lire Casanova, 36 years on the Bruins bench. So he's definitely got some wise words, and we'll have some stats for you in just a moment from that second.
We talked about it off the opening, how we knew this would be a back and forth game. Last time these two teams played, they were dead tied at 35 apiece at the half. This time, just 1 point separates the two teams.
Absolutely. One thing you pointed out earlier is that these Humber Hawks have been prone to turn the ball over, especially against this Bruin team. They have 18 turnovers to the Bruins 7 team turnovers. The Bruins, who lead the league in turnovers, are actually the ones taking care of the ball right now.
And now we're going to send things over to Natalie Stoberman with our halftime interview.
Thank Thank you, boys. 8 points for Jordan Rose. What a first half for you guys. A 1-point lead for you guys. I mean, the lead has changed 6 times. How are you feeling right now with the energy of this game?
I feel the energy is really good. We have a big crowd around our home court. They beat us last time, so like the energy is really good right now.
How do you feel the squad is containing Periana so far? He's been shimmying and doing all the fancy stuff to try and get some baskets for you guys. But how do you feel the defense is working on him?
He's a good player, so our defense is doing kind of well. He's likes to, like you said, shimmy and shake. But I think we're doing a good job on him so far. Yeah.
Awesome. And let's talk about the pressure down low. How do you feel that the bigs are taking care of the ball going through Sheridan's trees, because there's a lot of hands reaching in for that rock?
Yeah, there's a lot. They're playing a zone, like a good zone in the back, so like it's kind of hard for the bigs to dribble through. So because they're reaching a lot, so I think we just need to stay a little more composed and like read before we dribble, and it'll be better down low.
All right, Jordan, keep it up. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Natalie. And at the end of the first half, the Humber Hawks lead the Sheridan Bruins by a score of 31-30. Stay with us. We'll have second half action on the other side of the break. Welcome back to Humber North Campus for the OCAA men's basketball semifinal action. At the end of the first half, the home team Humber Hawks have a slim 1-point lead, 31-30 over the Sheridan Bruins. Everett Hammer alongside Connor Forrest. Connor, when we have two top basketball programs, there's two top coaches. For the Humber Hawks, Sean Collins.
Absolutely, Sean Collins, 6-year veteran. He's been here a number of times, so he's definitely going to know what he's doing. Meanwhile, on the Bruins side, we have Jim Flack, 24 years of experience, so much knowledge on the coaching side of things for both of these teams. That's going to play a big role in how they go about this second half. We'll see what adjustments they've made and which team is going to come out hungry.
Jim Flack was the OCAA West Region Coach of the Year this year, and also he's the nominee for the CCAA National Coach of the Year.
Absolutely, and you can't. And you know why? 15-3 on the season, coming in number 1. He has been fantastic, and he's been doing it for 24 years.
This is a Bruins team that failed to make the playoffs last year. Last year they were 7-11. He turned this program around to a 15-3 record.
Absolutely, taking advantage of his veterans, incorporating a new system. He's done a great job.
We are underway here, second half action, as it's now Ediful with it. We didn't see much of him. He ran into foul trouble in the first half, as now number 22, Ejim with it. Swings it back tried to get it to Ediful, but good play to get a hand on it was number 15, Adam Elright.
Getting a hand in the passing lane, some good defense. We've seen it throughout this game. The Humber Hawks have been very sloppy with their passing. They got to be more careful. A lot of contact there between Gibson.
Pulls up a long three, that doesn't go. Rebounded, taken by the Bruins. Pernia with Ediful on him, the speedy Pernia kicks it off at 3. That's the long 2 by number 25, Cole Rodney.
Driving dish from Pernia. Cole Rodney with the wide open 3.
Ediful now. Ansel Martin trying to go baseline. He does. Sees underneath that, tries to put it down. Number 22, Ejim, draws the foul. He'll go to the line, but good move by the Hawks to go baseline.
And some great passing inside the paint. We've seen it a number of times between Dixon, between Kenny and Ejim, and right there, finding him inside in the paint. He goes up strong, almost throwing it down. And it's going to be 2 free throws for Kenny and Jim.
Speaking of that strong paint play, one of those players who was a big factor in that first half was number 15, Vil Grucic. We saw him late in the first half, Connor, go down, hit the floor hard and holding his left knee.
Absolutely, he did. He got into a little bit of a tangle with, I believe it was Tremaine Hibbert, but he got up, and we haven't seen him back yet, but I'm sure he will be. He's on the bench again, and he looks good to go. He was very dominant in the ending of that second half. He had a few buckets, so hopefully we see him back on the floor too.
As now Elreich with Braden Gohan on him. Spins away from Gohan, gets the floater, that doesn't go, rebounded. Unable to get both hands on it was Dixon. Uncharacteristic of Dixon today.
A little bit mistiming on the jump there. Had a little butterfingers going on, so now it's gonna be 14 seconds of the shot clock. Below the basket inbound. What they gotta do here is make sure they don't allow any easy cuts for an easy layup.
Elreich trying to find it. He does. He finds Cole Rodney. Rodney with now 10 on the shot clock is Pernia. Pernia with Ediful on him. Grace crossover by Pernia. Fade away, that doesn't go. Rebounded. They're going to say it touched off of the hands of number 12, Hibbert last, and Hawks ball.
And now you can see Coach Jim Flack up in arms with that one, which is reasonable because, you know, his Bruins players were on the outside of that play. But the ref's going to stick with that call.
Ediful inside to Dixon. We saw that play so many times in the first half.
Great hand in the passing lane. If we that ball got into a gym, we're a little bit looking at another dunk.
Pernia, the speedy Pernia, the handles, crosses over Ediful, but again, Ediful gets a hand on that. Fast break, here comes Ediful. Ediful to Dixon. Dixon draws the foul call. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Number 3 in the league in steals, and there we see him get another one. Even with a great handle that Pernia has. Good defense.
And there was number 22, Kenny Ejim, all over the rim. He was looking for the putback dunk. As Dixon makes good on the first.
See if he can make the second one. He's about a 50% free throw shooter, we know that.
Dixon misses, stays true to his season percentage. Rebounded, taken by the Bruins. Quick ball movement up the court here. As now that's Brian Owusu. Owusu kicks it off for Cole Rodney. That doesn't go. Rebounded though by Owusu. Tries to get the left-handed runner to go. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Hawks.
And a little communication there between Dixon and Kenny Idgen. They were both going for that rebound, and they let it go off their hands. So a second chance opportunity for these Bruins. And one thing I just wanted to point it out, 2 team fouls already for the Bruins. So even though Dixon not making them all at the line, he's definitely helping his team get closer to the bonus. It goes off Braden Gowen's foot, off to the races.
Braden Gowen, he going right up to the hole, and he's gonna draw the foul. Going to the line to shoot 2 is Braden Gowen. Good active play by Braden Gowen.
Absolutely, drawing the foul on the best scorer for these Bruins, and here we see a replay on that. Going up strong, and that's the 3rd team foul. Just under 8 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Humber Hawks coming out strong in the 2nd.
Braden Gowen makes good on the first. He comes into on the regular season an even 50% from the free throw line.
Makes the first, and he's got good form. That's surprising. We'll see if he makes the 2nd. He makes both of them.
Good form, like you said. The key of a free throw, you have to bend your knees. A lot of times you see players, when they run into free throw troubles, they're not bending their knees. Good form by Braden Gowen. Pernia with the handles.
And he loves that step back. Gets a running start, then goes reverse between the legs.
Gets Brian Owusu. He draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Owusu starting to get back involved in the offensive end. Not quite as dominant as we've seen him been, but still the man has 11 points coming into the half, and now he's about to add 2 more if he makes these free throws. So Owusu shooting 50% from the field.
Owusu misses. He had a game-high 27 points in yesterday's win over Niagara for the Bruins. He was named a 2nd-team West Division All-Star at the awards banquet on Thursday night.
Absolutely, he's only a 2nd-year player too, but shocking. He misses both, but if you're the Hawks, you can't let that
Rebounded,
happen.
taken Pernia. Wide open 3 for Pernia. With that much time, he's not going to miss that with that open look.
And if you're Sean Collins, you are not happy about that. Getting a rebound off of 2 missed free throws for a 3.
Braden going to Ansel Martin. He puts it up, but drawing the foul is Ansel Martin. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Coming right back at it. Making up for that sloppy lapse in the defense there on the other end. So Ansel Martin will shoot 2. Great passing inside the key between the 3 big men. And you see there Tyrone Dixon and Gibson Edful talking about that little lapse there at the free throw line. I can't be feeling too good about that.
Checking out of the game for the Bruins, number 12 Hibbert. That's his 3rd foul of the game. As Martin makes good on the first, tie this game up at 35.
Solid free throw shooter. You expect him to make both. And then once again, a 1-point lead seems to be the only point that'll ever decide the victor between these 2 teams.
Ansel makes good, 2 for 2 from the line to put the Hawks ahead, 36-35. Everett Hamner alongside Connor Forrest, along with Natalie Storman, our sideline reporter, for this OCAA men's basketball semifinal. As now Elreich with it at the top of the key. Elreich with Martin on him. He tries to go, kicks it out to Pernia. Long 3, and they're going to be a foul call against Ediful. They'll say there was some contact there, and Pernia will go to the line to shoot 3 free throws.
We'll get a replay on that, but it would seem, and I agree with that call, Ediful a little bit too up in the face of Pernia, and he gets hit while that ball is going up. Almost went in too, so could have been a 4-point play, but that will be 3 free throws. And one thing I really liked earlier in the game that you may have noticed is that when they would go to the free throw line, that being the Bruins, the Hawks would gather up at center court and talk things over. They're not doing that now, but there we saw that replay.
Pernia misses, now 1 for 2. He's a 72% free throw shooter on the regular season.
Jim Flack can't be too happy about this. You know what they say, free throws have to go in to win. And so far, both teams having some trouble from the strike. So we'll see if he can go 2 for 3 here, Everett.
As the fans bring out the banger sticks, he makes good on the third free throw, goes 2 for 3. As checking back into the game here now is Grucic. Good to see him back in. We do see some tape around that left knee though, so that's definitely something that Sean Collins and this medical training staff for the Hawks is keeping an eye on. Ediful, fast break up to Bennett. Bennett gets it out, the putback. As Ediful able to grab that loose ball with Owusu all over him. Ediful kicks it over to Ansel Martin, down to Grucic. Grucic swings it out to Ediful. Ediful with Pernia all over him.
Great defense from Pernia to stop that.
To Ansel Martin with 2 on the shot clock. He gets the shot off, but drawing the foul, going line to shoot 2 is Ansel Martin.
And that's a bad foul. Shot clock winding down. He's fading. You don't need to foul in that situation if you're the Sheridan Bruins, but 2 free throws nonetheless for Ansel Martin. Great job drawing the foul. And we'll see if the Hawks can take back that lead.
Ansel Martin makes good on the first, ties this game up at 37 apiece as we see the fans with the bangers there.
Ansel Martin now with 7 points on the night. And make that 8, going 2 for 2 from the line.
Substitutions coming out of that is Ediful. He'll go down. He'll take a break. Checking back into the game is Jordan Rose.
And Ediful, absolutely, you want to sit him down. Third quarter, you need him for crunch time. And he has been in relative foul trouble compared to usual.
As Pernia with Rose all over him. Rose, and Pernia gets the runner to go. The Hawks have had a difficult time trying to find an answer for Pernia.
Absolutely, and that was great defense from Rose, but what can you do, right? The man is fading. He's falling on his butt after the shot. He gets it to go. There's nothing you can do there.
Grucic couldn't get his shot to go. Pernia again.
Oh, they know he has the hot hand. They're going to run him a lot.
Into Ediful, stripped by the Hawks. Grucic picks up the loose ball. Here goes Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin going right at Cole Rodney. Now Martin loses the dribble, swings it to the far side to Rose, over to C.J. Bennett. C.J. Bennett inside to Dixon. He's able to find that ball. Dixon puts it up, rebounded again. Bennett had it for a second.
Rising up with the trees to grab that one.
A pull-up 3, that doesn't go by Pernia. Rebounded though by the Hawks, are the first ones to get it. The ball still unable to get it. Now the Bruins have it.
Hustle by the Bruins.
That hustle, they're gonna call it travel on number 31, James Carlin. 39-38 lead here for the Bruins, but a little bit of a Butterfingers play there as the ball was bouncing around there in the backcourt.
A huge scramble play to say the least, but you gotta love the hustle from the Bruins to keep that one alive. Both teams hungry for it. This is gonna be a great last few quarters.
Jordan down to Grucic. Grucic puts it up, that's good. 40-39 lead here for the Humber Hawks.
Great pass inside from Tyrone Dixon. He's got about 4 assists on the night. He's been great.
Sean Collins putting a little bit of pressure on the inbound play. As now it's Owusu. Owusu tries to cross over C.J. Bennett. Cole Rodney with it now over to Owusu. Owusu in the corner with Dixon all over him. Good defense by Dixon, not giving Owusu anything.
No, Bennett, some great defense on the perimeter when guarding Owusu, disrupting the flow of one of their top scorers. So great job at Owusu when driving the lane. Not happy that there was no contact. A little frustrated, but if you're the Hawks, that's what you want.
40-39 lead here for the Hawks. 4:42 to go in the third quarter of this OCAA men's basketball semifinal. Jordan Rose with it for the Hawks. Now to C.J. Bennett. Rose, as the fans really starting to get into it here late in the third quarter. Turnover there. Here's Pernia with it. With Rose closely guarding him.
And they're going to ISO one-on-one.
Up to Ediful. Ediful, a beat deep 3 by Elreich. Rebounded by Rose.
Rose done a great job on Pernia.
Ansel Martin with it.
And they want to get it into the post for Tyrone Dixon, but really they're not letting him.
Stingy defense by this Bruins team. Forces going to be last touched by the Bruins, inbounded by C.J. Bennett to Rose. Over to Martin.
Now this is going to set up a pick and roll. We'll see what they do.
C.J. Bennett with 5 under the shot clock. Rose tries to get a shot to go. That doesn't go. Good defense by this Bruins team as now Elreich pushes the ball up the court.
Oh, and a good job by Ansel Martin stopping him at the perimeter. That could have very well been a dagger.
Pernia with Rose all over him. A floater again. The speedy Pernia puts the Bruins ahead by 1.
Absolutely, getting inside the lane. You got to be careful. You don't want to pick up a foul, and then he just floats it right up and in. A great play.
Grucic, the big man, at the top of the three-point key now. Ansel Martin kicks it over to the corner to CJ Bennett. Bennett now inside to Grucic. It's good.
And that is fantastic. A ball movement from that Hawks team going left to right all around the corner to find Grucic inside. The big man with the easy finger roll.
Now wide open, Owusu for 3. That doesn't go. Rebounded by the Hawks. Ansel Martin now with it. Inside of 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Hawks lead by 1. Grucic inside, tries to get it to Dixon. He does, that shot doesn't go, unable to get the rebound, or the Hawks as number 31, Carlin, picks up the rebound.
A lot of contact there on that shot from Dixon.
Good play there by Jordan Rose, putting pressure on Pernia in the backcourt.
Absolutely, but both coaches not happy that there have been no whistles. And there we finally get one.
As Pernia will draw the foul, and
yeah, it's a push. All right.
The push call, and I think if you're Sean Collins, that's where, if you, to match the speed of Pernia, if you put pressure on him in the backcourt, it doesn't give him an opportunity to pick up that speed.
Absolutely, he's great off the first step, but definitely when he gets a running start from his own end, and he just blows by into the key, and we've seen that beauty of a floater come up. So they definitely want to stop him. No threes.
Carlin gets the left. Oh, that doesn't go. That was in and out. Rebounded there by the Hawks. Ansel Martin now with it.
And they're going to slow it down, or is Martin going to take it? We'll see.
Kicks it over to Rose. Rose to Ansel Martin.
And notice everybody touches it on this Hawks team, and I love that.
Grucic, the big man for 3. That's good.
Off the glass.
The kiss off the glass
Did he
for
call
the
bank?
big man.
I don't know if he called bank.
Gives the Hawks a 4-point lead. Answering with a 3 of their own are the Bruins to pull this lead back within 1.
Elreich going to answer back with a 3, going neck and neck. Great play from both teams.
Inside of 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, the Hawks lead 45-44 as the fans really getting into this game here now. Down low to Kenny Ejim. Ejim works it. He gets that to go. Ejim with 2 Bruins all over him, puts the Hawks ahead by 3.
Cole Rodney Hibbert not in the game. They can go to work. Oh, and another foul called against the Bruins. And that's going to go against, I believe that's going to go against Rose, yes. So a reach in, and here we go. And Dole and Carlin just too small, not big enough to handle Kenny Ejim. And I noticed that Cole Rodney standing up after that play. He wants to get in there.
It's Bruins ball underneath the Hawks basket. Good play. Pernia pull up a 3. That's long.
Tough shot from Pernia.
Here's fast break opportunity here for the Hawks. Unable to keep it in though was Gibson Ediful.
And Sean Collins not happy about that one. You want to slow it down. No need for such a fast break play when there's 1:20 left in the third quarter. You got a 3-point lead. Slow it down and run your offense in the half court. And there we see head coach Sean Collins. I really love what they're doing so far. Everybody touching the ball. Such a team effort from this Humber Hawks team.
They really do a good job of starting the play. See, just ran out of room there on the sideline. Haven't been able to have an answer for it.
Oh, and I believe we got a technical foul coming in against Parkinson. Yep, technical foul going up against Parkinson. So that'll be that'll be free throw and possession for the Hawks.
Goes against Parkinson. Just had a little bit too much to say to the official.
Not much. You gotta learn to just keep it under control. Let the coaches do the talking to the officials. Players get heated. Not good if you're the Bruins. In fact, I would sit him, but it looks like they're going to let him play out these last 51 seconds.
Especially in a game of this magnitude, in a game that has been so close, as a 3-point lead has been the biggest. Well, there was a 4-point lead at one point in this game, but the lead has been so slim all throughout this game, giving away. There's some, as the technical goes against the Hawks. or Pernia, the initial foul call was on
Yep.
Pernia, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And then it'll probably go to the other end. I believe they'll have Elvis take those free throw and possession, but not quite sure yet. Best free throw shooter for the Hawks, most likely. So there's the first for
Pernia.
And he's had a big scoring night today. Bring within 1. No,
Misses the second. 47-45 the score here. Inside of 1 minute to go in the third quarter.
And they do still have Park. It's a good idea. Let him cool down for a bit to finish off this third, and they'll bring him back in.
And now Gibson Ediful shooting the free throws. Misses the first one. Not bending his knees enough on Gibson Ediful on that free throw.
No, not going, but they still do have possession. So let's see if they can convert 2 or 3 points right here with backcourt as well.
Ediful with Pernia all over him to Braden Goen. Braden Goen now to Dixon, to Ediful. Ediful, nice play, active on the defensive side of the ball. That was Elright getting a hand on it.
16 seconds shot clock.
To Elvis.
Now they're gonna work it around, try and get it inside.
Ediful with it now. Swings it over to Elvis, down low, again. Elright, good defense by Elright, getting a hand on that.
Absolutely. I don't know if the Bruins have quite caught on yet. They probably have, but they love going to that baseline and then driving inside the baseline to create havoc in the key. So some great hands in the passing lane to prevent that ball getting to the corners.
Inbound here, Ediful with 9 on the shot clock for the Hawks, up to Elvis. Swings over to Kenny Ijim. He fumbles it briefly. Now to Ediful with 3 on the shot clock. Ediful draws, he'll run out of bounds, out of bounds.
But that's their game plan. Get it to the corner, drive it baseline, and put it inside for their big man. Would have worked too, but Kenny and Jim just stepping on the line. And 28 seconds, so there will be 2 more possessions if the Hawks manage to get a rebound and bring it up the court. So let's see what Pernia will do here.
Hawks lead by 2, 47-45 here. 22 on the game clock. 4-second differential.
You've got your degree. Now take your education to the next level. At Humber College, our career-focused programs incorporate hands-on practical experience both in and out of the classroom, allowing you to get the experience employers are looking for.
Welcome back to the Hawks Nest for the fourth quarter action. Hawks lead 47-45. Everett Hamner alongside Connor Forrest. Connor, at the end of 3, it's really been the Dylan Pernia show for the Bruins.
Absolutely. He's got 21 points. Nobody comes close to putting up that many numbers as he has. So he's been going one-on-one with Ediful, with Rose, with Elvis, whoever's guarding him, and just really putting up a lot of points. He's the reason why this Bruins team and their offense has been really good. But on the other side, the Humber team, all-around effort. We see points coming in from every player, a lot of action from Tyrone Dixon on both ends. it's going to be a really close fourth quarter here. Everett.
Pernia again with Edifall over him. Pernia kicks it off to Owusu. Owusu tries to drive to the key. He does. Kicks it off. Tries to get a jumper to go, and it does. That's good. Number 12, Hibbert.
Tremaine Hibbert, that's his first bucket of the game. We see him a lot on the defensive end. We haven't seen him too much this game, but if the Bruins can get more players involved on a drive-in dish from Pernia or Owusu, that is trouble for the Humber Hawks, because right now it's been, like you said, the Pernia show.
Tyrone Dixon to Edifall. Edifall now a deep, big three. Kenny Idjim, that doesn't go. Rebounded taken by Cole Rodney, and now bring the ball up is Pernia. Again, kicks it off to Owusu. Owusu for three. That doesn't go.
Yeah.
Last touch off of Tyrone Dixon.
Oh, and there's going to be a technical foul called against Tremaine Hibbert.
Tremaine Hibbert, he had something to say as the back official closest to the scorer's table.
Okay, never mind. Excuse me, my mistake. No technical foul. Just the call was originally given to the Humber Hawks, but I believe now the Bruins have been given the ball back.
As Owusu inbounds it now. Who else? Pernia has it. Nice move to try and get around Edifall. Swings it, kicks it out now to Dole with it. Dole, turnover. Here's Braden Goen on the fast break. Goen goes up, he throws it down!
Great fast play break, and Goen with the hammer.
Goen throws it down. 49-47 lead here for the Hawks. Pernia slows things down. Edifall keeping his eye only on the ball.
Pick and roll between Hibbert and Pernia. They love it so much. Oh! And there might be a call there. Late
Foul
whistle.
going to the line to shoot two is Pernia.
And that's good. That's a tough call there, Sean Collins.
That high pick, we see the replay of that dunk. Oh my goodness.
And if we can get a replay on that recent play, that'd be great.
That high pick and roll that the Bruins have been running here, it's just such a tough play.
It is.
For the Hawks to defend.
Absolutely. When they get the switch between Pernia and the big man, there's no way his speed is going to be matched there. Easily results in his, his signature, his patent step back jumper, if you would, or the easy floater.
When he's been getting that extra 1 or 2 steps off the high screen, that's all that he needs, and he's gone as he makes good on both.
So now we're tied up at 49-49, 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in regulation.
Everett Hammer alongside Connor Forrest, Natalie Stoberman, our sideline reporter, for this semifinal game. Good ball movement at the top of the key here for the Hawks. But turned over by the Hawks. And he's going to result in a foul going against Kerwin Elvis.
Now, the Hawks limited their turnovers to only 5 in that third quarter, as opposed to the 18 they had in the second half. But another one there, and they really got to tighten up and focus up with 8 minutes left to go. These are the times you can't make mistakes like that.
Pernia with Edifall over him again. That high screen pick and roll works again. Pernia kicks it off to now Hibbert.
And right there, that pick and roll, they're going to go at it every time. That is their bread and butter. Pernia and Hibbert going to work there.
Edifall. That time we saw the pick and roll as all the Hawks players drew to Pernia, and that left Hibbert open underneath the basket.
Oh, but Braden Goen with the three.
That doesn't go. Rebound taken by number 21, Dole.
But no worries, you got 7 minutes and 30 seconds about left in this game, and that's a great shot from Braden Goen.
With Elvis on him again, trying to set up that. Elvis stays right with him, but the step back jumper is good. Pernia.
And they don't really have an answer right now for that pick and roll. Expect a timeout from Sean Collins, and there you go.
Extends the lead for the Bruins to 4, 53-49. Dixon, now Edifall with it. Braden Goen. Foul underneath the basket, away from the ball. Is going to go against Kenny Idjim. Kenny Idjim called for the foul right under the basket there.
And there you see the timeout from Sean Collins. A lot of noise in the building.
As the Sheridan Bruins fans rise to their feet here going into this timeout. Sheridan Bruins ahead 53-49, 7:14 to go here.
And all it really was 2 great plays from Pernia. We saw him go in there with his nice floater and then his signature step back.
Make sure to give OCAA, the official Twitter account at OCAA, for all the latest updates on everything related to any sport, everything that the OCAA follows, at OCAA on Twitter.
Following this game, we got Lambton and Mohawk going at it. The winner of that, I believe, will join the winner of this game in the championship game tomorrow right here at Humber College North Campus. And there we see Sean Collins.
As we see some great penmanship there in the stands we go in here now, we hit.
Still lots of time to play in this game, Everett. Sean Collins is drawing up the play there. Let's see how they execute. They're going to have to get a stop here. They do not want to find themselves down 6, especially against a team like this.
In that timeout, one thing you like to see is the calm and composure on head coach Sean Collins' face. There's no panic in his head, in his demeanor at all.
Nope, he knows there's lots of time in this game, just like that, literally a 30-second swing it took for the Bruins to take this 4-point lead and gain all the momentum. The Hawks can take it back just as quickly, and Sean Collins knows it.
Inbounding the ball, Nadeep Dole gives it to Pernia again. Pernia tries to get a step on Ediful, but Ediful, the quick feet.
And there we see them setting up again, the high pick and roll.
High pick and roll.
That time.
Doesn't take it, swings it over to Owusu. Owusu, good, again, good defense there by the Hawks.
7 seconds in the shot clock.
Owusu tries to get away from Ediful. He does, but unable to get a shot off. But it's out of bounds call. And now it's going to be Bruins ball, but still just 2 seconds on the shot clock, so a catch and shoot opportunity.
Now for the Bruins, you want to stay on your man, then crash the boards. It looks like it's going to go to Pernia. Oh, it's going to be a tough shot, and that's going to wind down.
Through the hands of Pernia, no shot, and now here come the other way, Ediful.
Sean Collins telling his team how to stop that high pick and roll, and he did a great stop there.
Ediful. As the Bruins fans are very vocal here. Grucic, the big man, for 3 from the corner. That was long, but rebounded taken by Dixon. Loose ball, the ball's on the ground. 3 players fall to the ground. Shot clock violation called against. Is still on the ground here is Braden Goins, as I believe he took a shoulder or an elbow there,
yeah,
as we'll see it.
The ball right here, and I believe him and Osuwu, boom, right there, him and Hibbert.
See that, all 3 players putting their body on the line, but good to see him jump up. He's no worse for wear.
Oh, great defense from Gibson Ediful. He's all alone.
Gibson gets the layup to go, trims this lead to 2, 53-51 for the Bruins. Pernia with it.
He's trying to answer back real quick.
Pernia again, we see that high screen trying to get set up.
Oh, the pick and roll.
Lives it up for Hibbert. Hibbert takes the shot. That goal, rebound by Hibbert. He puts it back up, draws the foul call. Hibbert will go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's a good foul from Tyrone Dixon. Hibbert has had some trouble from the line throughout this season. Dixon, that's only his first or second, I believe. I'm not quite sure on that.
Hibbert, a 50% free throw shooter on the season for the Bruins. And he makes good on the first, increases this lead to 3. 6:01 to go here.
And Hibbert, that is his first personal.
And so Gibson Ediful now with the ball. Ediful. To Braden Goin. Braden swings it over. Now Grucic inside to Dixon. Dixon unable to get it to go, gets his own rebound. The ball still loose.
And I think that's going to go, it's going to go towards the Hawks, but a great play, getting inside to the big man and just putting a body on them, working inside the paint to draw that foul. Now the Hawks have 14 fouls, which isn't great, especially with 5 minutes to go. They got to be careful they don't commit any.
14 on the shot clock. He lobs it up to Dixon. Dixon kicks it off to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin gets the pump fake, pulls up, jumper. That doesn't go, but draws the foul is Ansel Martin, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And Owusu definitely not happy with that call. Can talk it over with the official. But Martin, excellent free throw shooter. This will be at least 1 or 2.
He misses the first, but we saw during that first free throw, head coach Sean Collins, he had Ediful and Grucic right around him trying to that coaching during the game.
Absolutely. Most likely, for what we're about to see in that pick and roll. It'll be Grucic and Ediful defending that high pick and roll between Hibbert.
CJ Bennett checks into the game.
And I like that substitution. Bennett, athletic player, is definitely going to be the one guarding Owusu, getting him.
Go and call Rodney up.
That's great defense from Grucic, going straight up.
Ediful. Ediful going right at it. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Bennett. Big block by Rodney. Going the other way is Pernia. Pernia crosses over Ansel Martin and gets the, oh my goodness! Pernia doing it all for the Sheridan Bruins. Oh my goodness.
Left to right, looking like Allen Iverson hitting a tough shot.
The unbelievable play. Here go the other way. 57-52 lead here for the Sheridan Bruins. Here's the replay.
Look at this one. Oh, putting him on skates and the up and under.
And the finger roll, my goodness.
Still a 5-point lead. 14 seconds of the shot clock. It's going to be under the basket inbound for Humber. Let's see what they got here.
5 minutes even left here in the fourth quarter in this semifinal OCAA men's basketball. And CJ Bennett open in the corner. He fakes the pump fake, goes right at the hoop. But again, good rebound there. Tyrone Dixon swings it over to Ediful. Ediful gets around Elright to CJ Bennett, goes right up. Unable to get that, no call. Out of bounds there by call against CJ Bennett. Head coach Sean Collins, he's in the reps here.
A lot of contact there, especially when CJ Bennett went up, but they call it all ball. And still time, 4 minutes and 45 seconds. You gotta love the fight these two teams are showing.
The referee coming over to the scorer's tent to try and make sure the timing is right. As we see the fans here, it's packed house here at the Hawks Nest at Humber College.
Now this is the biggest lead the Bruins have managed to put up on the Hawks, 5 points, and no better time than the closing minutes of the fourth. So now just some stoppage. Seems to be some problems with the score clock perhaps. The official's just gonna talk it over.
Obviously every second and every call that gets magnified.
And I like that right there. The Hawks taking that quick opportunity just to talk together.
And so it's
the Bruins inbound.
Bruins inbound, but the full court press is on here for the Hawks.
Now you gotta be careful with a guy this fast. If he breaks your full court press, you're looking at an easy 2-point bucket.
He was unable to break the press as Pernia tries to cross over, but again, the high screen.
Oh, great
That's
lead.
Owusu, gets the fadeaway to go, increases this lead now to 7.
All right, and that's a great lead for Owusu. Unable to make the transition. The defense leaves a big opening, and that's an easy.
Gibson Ediful now. CJ Bennett with Owusu all over him to Ediful. Ediful to CJ Bennett. He pumps fake. That doesn't go to Grucic. The big man pulls up for 3. That just doesn't go. The rebound taken by Martin, and that gets to go. The putback trims this lead back down to 5.
Now they really got to get a stop here. Still 4 minutes left. Good time, and it's a great time to full court press, force turnovers. But let's see if they can produce any.
Pernia.
It's the matchup we wanted to see.
Again, the ISO. Pernia pulls up a 3. That doesn't go. Rebounded, taken by Martin. Draws the foul. Foul called. Slow to get up there is Ansel Martin. He's still down, holding his.
And he looks all right. Just making sure nothing, no screws got unloosed there. It's now substitution. Grucic gonna come out, and Kenny Eugene come back in, and we've seen how dominant he's been in the paint.
He's been a force underneath the basket.
Let's see what they got. 3 minutes, 44 seconds, tons of time. The shot clock.
Ansel Martin appears to be limping slightly, favoring that left side. So
we'll see if he stays in the game.
Tyrone Dixon now with the ball. That's CJ Bennett.
He's got the baseline.
Baseline gets it to go. Oh my goodness! Gets the Hawks bench into it, and the fans love it.
CJ Bennett with the up and under, and you saw that opening on the baseline. The man took it, and he went hard at the rack. Oh,
see
what
the
a great move there.
The finger roll. CJ Bennett goes to the line.
And that's what I'm talking about. Those team, you get moments from every player on this Hawks team. One from CJ Bennett. Next we get a block from Dixon. It's a team effort, and we'll see if he can convert on this 3-1 play, make it a one-possession game. Boom.
He makes good on the three-point play, trims this lead down just to 2.
And these Hawks are hyped. This is going to be a really tough full-court press right here for these Bruins. Let's see how it works out. There you go, the turnover.
Here goes Kenny Ijim the other way. Ijim tries to see
Oh, but a sloppy
Bennett.
pass. Looking for a kick ball.
Tries to get a kick ball. That's Owusu. Owusu, CJ Bennett picks it up to Kenny Ijim. He throws it down. The Hawks nest is buzzing. The bench is loving it. The fans are on their feet. This game is tied. 3:07 to go in this semifinal. Pernia, the floater, and Pernia says, sit back down, everybody.
All right, but this is good. This is good. They're going to slow it down now. You saw the energy coming out from that dunk. They're going to slow it down and answer right back. Here we go.
CJ Bennett now with it at the top to Dixon. Dixon over to Ediful. Ediful with it. As the intensity, CJ Bennett gets the pump fake to go. He pulls up a long two.
CJ Bennett, let's go.
CJ Bennett ties this thing up at 61, 2:35 to go here in the fourth quarter.
CJ Bennett coming alive from that right side. He loves to penetrate the lane. And here we go.
Pernia with it over now. Pernia with it.
There you go, the high pick and roll.
Kicks it over now to Hibbert. Hibbert, that's long. Big block by Ansel Martin. Get out of here, Ansel Martin. Shot clock violation as this place, the Hawks bench is on their feet here. 61-61 off the big block by Ansel Martin.
Gibson Ediful, great defense on Pernia, and then that weak stuff got sent the other way, and the Hawks with an opportunity to take their lead, the first one in this fourth.
CJ Bennett.
They're going back to him.
With
He's on fire.
all over him. Kicks it off now to Ediful.
Gonna work it around. Let's see what they can do.
Ediful over to CJ Bennett. Just remains that.
Oh,
foul called.
Hibbert on a foul. So that might be the bonus there, Everett. I think that is. He's going to shoot 2.
Goes to the line to shoot 2 is Ansel Martin.
And not a great bonus to send there.
To try and give this Hawks team a lead here.
And I think
sitting down here is going to be Hibbert.
And I believe that is the game for Hibbert. He's out of here. A great game for Hibbert.
61-61. Ansel Martin going to the line.
And this is big for the Humber Hawks now. Hibbert, one of the few players able to battle down low with the Kenny James and the Tyrone Dixon of the world. So we'll see how Humber.
Ansel Martin makes good on the first. Hawks now put 62-61. Makes good, 2 for 2. Ansel Martin gives the Hawks a 2-point lead here, 63-61. Ediful with guarding Pernia closely.
And we know where it's going. Let's see what he can do with it.
To Owusu trying to set up the high screen. Owusu with CJ Bennett all over him. Now over to number 25. Tries to get around, nice play. Underneath the basket, stripped. Here comes Ediful the other way with Pernia all over him. Ediful still with it.
And he's going to slow it down. They're going to reset.
Ansel Martin with it now on the far side. Kenny Ijim over to CJ Bennett.
They need a high percentage shot right here. They're going to wind down the clock.
Dixon now underneath Ijim.
And that's going to go the other way.
Goes the other way. 1:17 to go here. 63-61 lead for the Hawks in this OCAA men's basketball semifinal. Everett Hammer alongside Connor Forrest and Natalie Stoberman with you. A berth in the tomorrow afternoon's gold medal game on the line. Dylan DePernia, he's been doing it all himself for the Bruins.
But if you're the Humber Hawks, he's tough to guard, but you know it's going to be him or Owusu.
Trying to set up that high screen. DePernia takes it himself.
Oh, that's a tough shot.
Rebounded, taken by CJ Bennett. Bennett.
No foul call, they're going to go for it.
CJ Bennett here. Now Ediful over to Dixon. Dixon to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin down to Ijim. Ijim up to Ansel Martin. Swings it over to Ediful. Ediful, he penetrates, tries to get it to go.
That's a tough shot.
No shot. Rebounded, taken. Here's number 21. Dole with it. Dole, he'll slow things down, get things to Pernia.
Ooh, Bernie almost getting stripped. No threes if you're the Hawks.
To
No
Dole.
threes.
Dole, he goes up.
Oh!
Foul, makes it good, and one play. Dole go to the line to try to give the Bruins a lead. Dole, what a play. Holding is the call. Going to the line to shoot, to try and complete the play. We'll see the replay here as Dole takes it.
Oh, and if you're the Humber Hawks, that's the last thing you wanted. If you were gonna foul somebody, you got to get your money's worth. Make sure he goes to the line for 2. You don't want any and ones here. So if he makes this, they will have the 1-point lead, and we can expect a full court press from the Bruins after this.
As this Humber Hawks, Dole makes good on the free throw, completes the 3-point play, puts the Bruins ahead 64-63. 37.4 seconds to go here. Still lots of time if you're Sean Collins.
A one-possession game. The beauty though being up by 1 is that you have the option to foul. Worst case scenario, you're down by 3. And then it's a 3 ball that you would need. Sean Collins, 6 years, he can definitely drop a play. But Jim Flack,
one thing we're seeing here in this timeout, Sean Collins, he's barking out orders to his team. Right now, it's just a team timeout taken as the coaching staff was just meeting on for the Bruins.
Absolutely, it'll be interesting to see what these Bruins come out in after talking to Jim Flack. I suspect a full court press, force a turnover from these Hawks. They have 23 turnovers, not including this quarter, so we'll see how it shakes out. 20 seconds left. It's going to come down to the wire.
As it has all year between these two teams. The first game, 57-56 win for the Humber Hawks in Sheridan. Sheridan then came in here back before reading week, and it came down to the final possession. Again, that was a 1-point game. And so you just knew that this was going to come down to a 1-point game here in this semifinal. The fans, the atmosphere, the electricity here in the Hawks Nest is just through the roof.
Same lineups. It's going to be Dole, Cole Radney, Owusu.
And so there's a
Elreich and Periani.
Inbounded now, Edifel with it. Edifel with Perny all over him. Edifel.
Nice pick and roll.
Edifel, out to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin kicks it over to Dixon. Dixon down to Golan. Braden Golan swings it over to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin with it. Hey, that's stripped. Braden Owusu with it. No foul yet for the Ansel Martin. Now forced to foul here with 19 seconds left. A turnover by the Hawks going to the line.
Now, tricky situation if you're the Humber Hawks. He's going to go to the line, and he's going to shoot 2. If he misses 1, you're fine. If he hits 2, you got to answer back with
no
a 3
matter
ball.
what happens, it's still coming out of this a 1-possession game. 19 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Owusu, 67% free throw shooter on the season. That doesn't mean anything at this point. As he makes
the first.
Good on the first. It's now a 2-point lead for the Bruins.
And we saw this happen earlier. The second free throw was a miss, and they got their own rebound. You got to box out, but considering the Bruins aren't in the box.
Owusu, he goes 2 for 2 from the line. It's a 3-point lead here for the Bruins. Timeout called by Sean Collins.
I think Sean Collins still has 1 after this as well, so this is going to probably be a minute timeout. He's going to work up a play. I don't know if he'll go for a 3-ball or not because there is still 20 seconds on the clock. A quick 2, foul again, possibly a missed free throw. A lot of options you can go with.
19 seconds left, like you said, lots of time here. You don't need, what you don't want to see is you don't want to rush and take a low percentage shot. Get the shot that you want coming out. Whatever play Sean Collins is drawing out, execute it to the fullest.
Absolutely. The one thing you cannot afford here is a miss. If you miss, you find yourself in a very tough spot. Only 20 seconds left. 3-point differential.
The fans here at the Hawks Nest are on the edge of their seats, if they're on their seat at all, as a lot of people are now standing at this point.
Be interesting to see how these last few seconds play out. I believe both coaches still have a timeout left.
19 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Sheridan Bruins 66, Humber Hawks 63. OCAA men's basketball semifinals. Everett Hammer alongside Connor Forrest. It's all coming down to the final possession, as it has every single time these two teams have played this season.
Periani with 30 points on the night. And here we
It's
go.
Hawks ball inbounded at the side. Flashbacks to the last time these two teams played here. This is what it came down to, an inbound at the exact same point on the court.
This play could very well decide
Ansel
the
Martin
outcome of the
inbounds
game.
it to goal as the fans raise to their feet here. Goal kicks it off to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin, he puts up a 2.
He gets fouled.
He gets fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And now
14.7 seconds to go here.
And that works out great for the Hawks. You have the clock stopped, only wasted about 5 seconds. If he hits both, they find themselves down 1. They can choose to foul, full court press.
Ansel
CJ
Martin.
Bennett, great defender. They're going to sub him in after this first.
Ansel Martin, uncharacteristic miss. 14.7 seconds. This one needs to go in for Ansel Martin and the Hawks. As he makes good on the second, trims the lead down to 2. 14.7 seconds to go. Timeout called.
And that's a big miss from
This
Ansel Martin.
timeout now called by the Sheridan Bruins.
He did make the first. And now we'll see how this shakes out. I don't believe, no, I checked it again, and Sean Collins does not have any timeouts. I believe the Bruins still do have one more 30-second timeout.
And so the last time these two teams played, though, Sean Collins and these Humber Hawks, they got a 5-second call on the inbound, and then which gave them possession back there. So these Humber Hawks, they have that inbound defense, which is definitely what you're probably drawing up if you're Sean Collins.
Absolutely. If they can stick with, their defenders, this could very well be a turnover from the Bruins. Hasn't quite been the story, but they still do have roughly 14, 15 turnovers on the game. They can force one more. That could very well tie this game up.
And so 14.7 seconds to go.
Full court press.
Full court press. Sheridan inbound ball.
And Bennett, who's been a great defender on Owusu. Gibson on Periani.
25 Cole Rodney to set to inbound the ball for the Bruins. Rodney gets it inbound. Straight by the Bruins. Here goes Kenny Idjum. Down now to Ediful. Ediful goes right up. He gets it to go! Ediful! Gibson Ediful ties this game up at 66 for the Bruins. Gibson Ediful. This Humber Hawks team is tied.
And right there, head coach Jim Black up in arms. Periani was absolutely leveled by Ansel Martin. No call. And Gibson Ediful coming in clutch, the 4th-year veteran, all-star. And if we can get a replay on that, we have to get a replay on that.
Gibson Ediful clutch like a women's purse. Oh my goodness. Ties this game up 66-66 inside of 10 seconds to go. We see here now. Idjum fast breaks it up the court. Gibson Ediful gets it to go, sends the Hawks Nest into a frenzy. 8.8 seconds to go.
And now they're going to do a clock check. So as of right now, there are 8.8 seconds on the shot clock. And Jim Black still talking about that call. That screen from Ansel Martin looked more like a shove. Absolutely took out Periani.
You cannot draw up a finish like this one.
Now the Bruins, with the chance, they will have the last possession. They will hold and take the game winner. Unless, of course, the Bruins commit another turnover.
66-66. 8.9 seconds to go here in this men's basketball OCAA semifinal action. Everybody in here in the Hawks Nest is on their feet. You at home, are you on the edge of your couch? My goodness.
And Jim Black still arguing that call.
All comes down to this.
Here we go.
Cole
and you know
Rodney
where it's going.
Look to set up. Elreich with it to Puriana. 5 seconds to go. He's open. Tries to get it. The shot as time's expiring. It's no good.
And we're going to overtime.
We're going to overtime in this OCAA semifinal action. After this great defense to force the turnover, force to the fast break, and Gibson Ediful sends this thing to overtime.
And that was some great defense. They tried Periani on the left side, bringing it up to the top of the key to get some space. That didn't work. He tried giving it to Wusu at the right side corner, and then the tough shot. Still amazed he managed to get it off. But now it looks like we are going to go into overtime to decide who is going to Championship Sunday. There you see it.
The replay of the final shot. It was long. They were having so much fun. They said, wow, why don't we keep playing? We have some free basketball for you guys. 5 minutes of extra time in this semifinal. And so after the end of 4 quarters, we'll go over some of the leading scorers.
So, I mean, Periani has right now 29 points on the night, along with 5 assists and only 1 turnover. So he's been absolutely fantastic, but a team effort from this Humber Hawks team. As we have mentioned, 10 rebounds for Tyron Dixon, as well as 6 points, 9 points for Gone. I mean, 14 points for Martin. It's been all over the place. He's been 10 for 12 from the free throw line. Fantastic. 41, 63% from the free throw line, 41% shooting. Humber's been great. And this is going to be a very, very close overtime. Jim Flack still shaking his head over that play.
This has been extremely tight all game, as the biggest lead of the game has been 5 or 6 points. Humber trimmed away at this lead. They trailed by 4 points late in this game.
Absolutely, but then the great play from Ansel Martin drawing that foul. He missed the first, but coming back, these Humber Hawks kept fighting. And now I believe we will have 5 minutes in regulation?
5 minutes. And so Sheridan Bruins, they've adjusted that the Hawks adjusted to that high pick and roll that they've been running to try and get Pernia. And so they late in the 4th quarter, they've really had a difficult time finding other looks.
You know, that great high roll, pick and roll that Pernia loves with Hibbert, that's no longer an option. Humber Hawks have figured it out.
And so we're underway here. Ansel Martin swings it over to Kenny Ijim. Ijim down to Martin. Martin down baseline. He sees Ijim. Ijim, big block there by the Bruins. Rebounded by Dixon. Dixon gets it go. The putback by Ijim. Puts the head.
And we talked about this earlier. Hibbert fouled out. Who is going to put a body on Kenny Ijim and Tyrone Dixon? Offensive rebound, second chance. They are up by 2. Here's the
Pernia
man.
Goes away. The floater.
That's
that doesn't go. Rebounded, taken by Ijim. Uncharacteristic miss there.
Trying to go 2 for 1. Trying to go 2 for 1.
Ijim goes right at it. Down low to Ijim. He just misses that one. Rebounded, taken by Dole.
And that's an easy shot you got to put in if you're Ijim. A great run by
Elreich with Martin all over him. Fakes it off now. That's Owusu. Owusu gets the screen, the pick and roll, give and go back. The long 2, that doesn't go. Rebounded by Ediful.
Blocked by Bennett. Great defense.
He'll slow things down, try to get numbers down for it are the Hawks. Setting up a play is Ediful. Ediful swings it over to CJ Bennett. Bennett back to Ediful. Ediful over to Bennett, trying to find an open look. Ansel Martin for 3. It's good! That's a long 2. Long 2 for Ansel Martin.
Foot on the line. Ansel Martin coming alive here in the closing moments, clutching up.
70-66 lead here for the Hawks. Trying to set up, here's that high pick and roll. Pernia wide open, he'll take a jumper. He's missed that, rebounded, taken by Elreich. Elreich
something you see.
goes
Dixon
right up underneath, another miss, taken by Ediful. Ediful, fast break, Ediful with Bennett with him. Over to CJ, Bennett goes up. He'll draw the foul as the bench is loving that one. Going to the line to shoot 2 is CJ Bennett.
And the Hawks now have an opportunity to take their biggest lead of the game, 6 points. Here we see the 2-on-2, giving it off to CJ Bennett. Him and Ansel Martin have really shined in the closing moments of these quarters. And now you see Sean Collins talking over with his 3 guys.
CJ Bennett makes good on the first, extends this lead to 5.
And I don't see any substitutions coming in for this Hawks team. This lineup is exactly what they need to close out the game. Dixon with only 1 foul. Bennett, Martin, all these players have shined throughout this game. And now a 6-point lead, the biggest of the night.
2 for 2 from the line is CJ Bennett, 6-point lead.
Both teams in the bonus.
3 minutes to go here in this overtime of this semifinal. Pernia draws a foul call. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. .303 to go in this overtime. 6-point lead for the Humber Hawks. These are 2 big free throws. You see the replay here. as the fans really getting into it, trying to wreak havoc here of this free throw. Makes good on the first.
Still be a 4-point lead, but cutting that lead down to 5 for the Hawks.
Pernia, he's been the heart of this Sheridan Bruins team all game long. Full court press being put on here by the Bruins. Nice break job by the Hawks to break it. Now Ediful. Ediful with it. Ediful barking out orders. Ediful fakes the pass.
Okay.
Down over to Ansel
Try to go
Martin.
to the baseline. They're bread and butter. Move
10
it to
on
the
the shot
baseline.
clock. Down to Gibson.
Travel. Yeah.
Travel. Dixon.
Nat Gibson. I'm not happy with it, but very clear he took a few steps before putting it on the floor. But they're bread and butter, moving it to the baseline, getting a body inside. They know they have, as you've mentioned before, you can't teach size, and they're taking advantage of it.
Pernia, and then they're not even setting up the high screen off this one. Kicks it over to Brian Owusu. Owusu for 3. That's long. That doesn't go. Rebound taken by Ediful. He'll slow things down.
He's struggled from the field lately. They really need Owusu to make some of his shots.
Ediful inside to Dixon. Dixon kicks it out to Martin. Martin into Dixon. Dixon turnaround jumper. That's good. Tyrone Dixon.
Back to a 6-point lead. Dixon. Oh, and that's going to be a tough foul on Joel.
Kenny Idjum.
Unable to stop, so two free throws.
The foul going. We'll see a replay here of that nice
inside feed to Dixon, and Cole Rodney just not big enough, not strong enough to handle.
68-74 lead here. 74 to 68 lead for the Hawks. As Dole makes good on the first.
And Dixon, I believe, now almost with a double-double.
And misses the second, but they're going to get a foul call away from the ball.
A free throw violation?
Free throw violation. And so we'll have a reshot.
And here we see it again. This obviously not going in, but let's see. And the violation
coming. Tough to see where that.
Tough to see who violated.
Call, but gonna do it all over again. Makes good on that one. 4-point lead here. So Dole gets a do-over on a free throw. Tyrone Dixon swings it over now. That's Kenny Idjum. Kenny Idjum now to C.J. Bennett. C.J. Bennett gets away.
He loves this right here.
Kicks it over to Ansel Martin. Kicks it now. That's Idjum. Ansel Martin with it. He draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Ansel Martin has been great at getting to the free throw line after regulation. He was at the line 12 times, 10 for 12. He's looking to take 2 more. He's been great in drawing those fouls.
4-point lead here. Inside of 2 minutes to go here in the overtime. Ansel Martin makes good on the first.
11 of 13 from the free throw line. He now has 15 points.
Martin goes 2 for 2, extends this Hawks lead to 6.
He has 18 points now, and he is 12 of 14 from the free throw line.
Having himself a game, Ansel Martin. Pernia.
Oh, busting a move.
A big clutch 3 by Pernia to pull his team back within 3 inside of 1:40 to go here in this overtime.
Pernia hit 2 big clutch threes to take their win over Niagara yesterday. Here's another big one to make it a 3-point lead.
Gibson Ediful now into Dixon. Dixon down to C.J. Bennett. He able to get that turnaround.
Bennett
Draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. C.J. Bennett, great play.
And a great catch on that pass. That pass way not where it should have been. He got a handle on it and a spin move right off of it. And now he's going to line for 2. Take this lead back up to 5. Wish we had a replay on that. He just grabbed it. Great hands from C.J. Bennett.
C.J. Bennett good on the first. 4-point lead here now. We see the replay.
Keeping it alive.
Great hand-eye coordination to find that, follow that loose ball. C.J. Bennett misses the second. Rebounded, taken by Elreg.
It's now a 2-possession game.
Oh my goodness, Owusu! Oh, unable to get the circus shot to go. Gibson Ediful swings it over to C.J. Bennett into Dixon. Dixon with speed hits the lane, but just couldn't get that layup to go. Out of bounds called going against the Humber Hawks, and they're gonna say Ansel Martin was out of bounds when he touched that ball.
And that call's gonna get reviewed by the officials. And
Talking it over.
And it's going to be overruled. The Hawks will keep the ball.
Overruled. Hawks ball underneath the basket. Gibson Ediful set to inbound it.
Now, if you're the Bruins, you got to start worrying. You have 1 minute and 9 seconds left to go, and you're down by
Ansel
4.
Martin, C.J. Bennett now with it. Now to Gibson Ediful. Gibson Ediful. Over now to Ansel Martin. Ansel Martin, he's driving baseline. Over to
Inside to
Dixon. Tyrone Dixon puts it in. 6-point lead here for the Hawks. And a turnover as it's going to be Hawks ball.
On the inbound, Periani unable to hold it. Ediful came out of nowhere, and he forces the turnover. 6-point lead with possession. Just like that, the Bruins demoralized.
79-73.
And what a pass from Ansel Martin to Tyrone Dixon. He now has a double-double on the night.
Gibson Ediful. Now C.J. Bennett at the top of the three-point key with Owusu all over him. Oh, bro, C.J. Bennett gets the finger roll to go. C.J. Bennett. Oh my goodness. 81-73. 73 lead. Foul going against Kenny Ejim. Blocking foul. Going to the line to shoot 2, but here we see C.J. Bennett gets the finger roll to go to send this Hawks Nest into a frenzy.
Now a silly foul from Kenny Ejim. However, they find themselves up 8, the biggest lead of the game with 45 seconds to go.
Makes good on that one. 81-74.
Now, if you're the Bruins, you definitely have to foul. You find yourself down 6.
Whoa, he goes 2 for 2. 6-point lead, 2-possession game. No fouls yet. No foul call coming yet from the bench. Ansel Martin with it, with Noel over him. Inside of 40 seconds to go here. 13 on the shot clock. Still no foul yet. There we go. There's a turnover that they needed. Elright up to Periana. Periana down to Noel Rodney. Pull back 3. That was way short. Taken there. C.J. Bennett inside of 20 seconds now, and now the foul game starts for the Sheridan Bruins.
The Humber Hawks alive, a 6-point lead, and they're going to the line for 2.
C.J. Bennett, he'll go to the line to shoot 2. He made 2 big free throws back before this. As we see the fans on their feet here in the Hawks Nest.
And after this free throw, Jim Flack calling a timeout for his team. Each coach giving one more timeout in overtime.
C.J. Bennett makes good on the first.
And C.J. Bennett, along with Ansel Martin, 2 players who have really come up in big moments throughout this game.
C.J. Bennett, he's good. Timeout called by the Bruins. 83-75 lead, an 8-point lead here for the Humber Hawks.
And I mean, you just gotta love it. This is a team game, and that right there is a team. Every player showing up. Edison give I don't even know what to say. I mean, Ansel Martin coming up big, C.J. Bennett coming up big, Ediful just running such a great offense.
19.2 seconds left on the clock here in overtime. $83-75.
The Bruins just talking it over there. You gotta wonder what they're thinking right now.
Humber Hawks looking just 20 seconds away from potentially going a berth in an OCAA gold medal game at home on their home court.
Will be quite the storyline. And the biggest lead of the game in these last few seconds.
19.2 on the shot clock.
Now, benefit of timeout, they get it in the half court.
Elreich with it, with Martin all over him to Periana. Periana, he tried to pull up the 3. 12 seconds to go. Dole with the 3. That doesn't go. Rebounded by Ejim. Gets the foul call. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 8.4 seconds to go in this overtime. Here's the replay. 3 ball, that didn't go. Ejim all over. Great play by Ejim to box out underneath the basket.
Absolutely, and you know, just the duo of Kenny Ejim. and Tyrone Dixon. I mean, they have been dominating the glass and gonna go to the line for two. Try and close this out. And he gets it to go.
Makes good on
point lead.
Gets the home forward bounce there on that one. And he is just 2 for 2. The lead is now 10. 8 seconds left. As Periana, he pulls up a 3.
And that's
doesn't
gonna be
go.
blocked.
3, 2, Hawks win.
Oh.
0.5 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
Seconds. But this will most likely just be an inbound touch and go.
0.5 seconds left on the shot clock. There it is. Hawks win! Hawks win! The Hawks are soaring high, and they'll be soaring all the way on to the final tomorrow afternoon in the gold medal game of the OCAAs.
The winner of Mohawk and Lambton, they're going to have their work cut out for them. What a game from both of these teams. The Hawks taking it 2 games to 1 throughout the course of this season. And I mean, what a game. Just the energy, the players, fantastic play. Obviously, we got to give a huge round of applause to Periana, who had 35 points on the night, along with Owusu. They scored more than half their team's points. Unbelievable.
And when we talked about it, that 2 players get the majority of the points for the Sheridan Bruins. And when the Hawks made that adjustment mid-game to say, okay, they're only keying on 2 players. If we shut down these 2 players, that's going to open up who do they have that's contributing offensively.
Exactly. You didn't get much from anybody else. You didn't get anything from Parkinson. Hibbert was out. Cole Rodney couldn't get anything going, and Owusu struggled at the end, and that's the benefit to having a great team that goes 10, 12 deep, from Edison to CJ Bennett, to Ansel Martin, to Tyrone Dixon, to Kenny Ajim. You have a complete team with this Humber squad, and that is what gave them the win here. They got contributions from everybody.
And so the tournament is not over for these Sheridan Bruins, as they will play tomorrow afternoon in the bronze medal game.
I believe so, yes.
Still something to play for. There is still a medal to play for here. And the player of the game for the Sheridan Bruins, who else? Dylan Periana.
And just a big stat, we talked about it, 22 team assists for the Humber Hawks, only 12.
Periana, what a game he had. He had a great game offensively.
34 points, I mean, 7 for 9 for the free throw, took a lot of shots, and he played 42 minutes.
And the player of the game for the Humber Hawks, Tyrone Dixon.
And he was fantastic, put up a double-double on the night. Not too many points as a Periana, but he is so influential defensively, offensively. The brother came up huge in that game.
Tyrone Dixon, the senior. There's the Humber Hawks season.
And he hadn't
Still
played
lives
too
on.
much throughout the season due to injury. But he came up big, and we talked about him at the beginning of the game. Look out for this guy on defense. And him and Kenny and Jim, just the whole Humber Hawks team, got to be so proud of themselves. Of course, the Bruins keep their heads high. They played a fantastic game. Had the lead in the closing seconds, but some clutch performance from Ansel Martin. And what a game. That's all you can really say.
Well-coached game by Sean Collins. We saw it when they were down. There was no sense of panic in Sean Collins or not even anybody on the bench for the coach for the Humber Hawks. They knew, they believed in what they could do.
Absolutely, and they were getting torched on that high pick and roll, which gave the Bruins their biggest lead of the game, 5 points. And then they called timeout, they adjusted, and Periana no longer had that option. Now the Mohawk and Lambton game coming up. We're going to throw it over to Natalie Stroveman in a bit. She's going to have somebody with her at the sidelines.
And at the end of this game, we just like to thank every one of our members of the crew here on our
Absolutely.
BRTV. Everybody providing the replays, everybody in the truck, the cameramen on floor, our floor managers, everybody who helps make this broadcast extremely successful.
So as you mentioned, Everett, the Humber Hawks will play in the championship game in their own gym, as well as the women who have, I believe, at 7 o'clock, about an hour ago.
And now we'll send things over to Natalie Stoberman with a post-game interview. Natalie?
Thank you, gentlemen. Ansel Martin, 18 points, 12 of those points were at the free throw line. What was the pressure like at the line today in this packed Hawks nest?
I didn't feel no pressure at all. All I felt was just adrenaline pumping through my veins. I knew I was going to make them, so, I just took my shots.
I love you're so confident, but man, you got payback, and now you got a trip to nationals. How do you feel? How do you really feel?
I feel like I'm going to nationals, but the job's still not done. We still need to get a gold medal in our house, so we still need to win that game, even though we're going to nationals.
And it was such a close game from beginning to end. Well, let's talk about the turnovers, because Sheridan forced a lot out of you guys, but you're able to stay on top. How did you guys bounce back from that margin?
I think at the halftime, our coaches went in the room and just talked to us and just gave us a backstory about how he won nationals, how he caused a lot of turnovers himself, and he brought the team back, and I think that just helped us. Hearing him, that he went through the same battle and that we can just come through it the same way he did, that just inspired us.
That is inspiring. How long are you going to be inspired for from this game?
Until nationals is done and I'm cutting down that mesh.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Great game, Ansel. Thank you so much for joining us. Humber wins 85-75. I'm signing off.